Welcome to Module 3 of Writing for Electronic Media. And this week we are going to look at Chapter 3 of the textbook, which has a couple of great things in it. One is a creative strategy, basically, that Alan outlines, where you sort of start out brainstorming ideas, then you step away from it, and then you change hats and put on your editor's hat and come back and evaluate what you've read and see how it all fits together, and then go back into brainstorming mode and think up something new and repeat. And that's how you can sort of build up your project and also perhaps get over writer's block, which can, arise from being intimidated about how to begin, or expectations about how much you should actually accomplish every time you sit down and write. I think Alan's creative strategy makes a lot of sense to me. Another important part of the chapter is to present to you different pre-writing formats. So in the screenwriting industry, as we said, it's quite often to pitch a story to producers with a log line. So it's great to have a log line that sums up your story in a short, pithy kind of statement. Another couple of documents that are often written, sometimes for pay, sometimes not, are the synopsis and the step outline. So those are presented in the chapter, and in our assignment this week, I'll ask you to start on a synopsis for your story. So in the synopsis, this is really where you work out in more detail what's going to happen in the episode or act or short film or television story that you're going to write. Okay, so it's your first chance to sort of outline what goes on there, what your intended dramatic structure is for it, if there are any flashbacks or other temporal devices that you're going to use. We'd ask you to capitalize the names of the characters in the synopsis, so you'll settle on what the names of your characters are. And another thing that might carry through to the final script that you'll be writing in a few weeks would be certain descriptive passages. So I always advise people as they're writing to write with a simple sentence structure. Keep your sentences pretty short. Try to keep them in a kind of an active form with a subject, verb, object type of structure, just so that it's very clear what it is you're saying. And also that would lead on to, don't hesitate to use vibrant, interesting adjectives and adverbs, because sometimes they will make their way into the written descriptions that you will put into your final screenplay. And so although I advocate simple sentence structures, I also say go for that descriptive imagery if you want, because that may carry through to descriptions in your final screenplay. Okay, so those are some things to do with the synopsis assignment this week. Don't be afraid if it doesn't all come together. That's what these pre-writing documents are for. They're steps along the road, and there are more steps before we reach the end of the road. So there's plenty of time to pull things together. There's also a quiz at the end of the module, and our weekly discussion, so that we can stay in touch. I want to also say that some students have organized on their very own a reading group or a discussion group. I guess it's not really reading, well, they're reading each other's work and they're talking about it. So check out in the discussion. I'm sure there'll be more invites for those who'd like to join that group. And I'm so thrilled that that some of the students are actually doing that. So highly recommended if that's something that would interest you. So otherwise, have a good week, and I'll be seeing you online. And stay safe. Take care.